Okay, we're back. This is Soul Consciousness TV, and today we got a very special guest, and he would like to speak on holistic health, being a breatharian, and how you can live off your own sexual energy and off the Kundalini energy, the masculine and feminine energy, and breathing exercises, and basically just a different way of life to the next level. Welcome, brother. Welcome.
Peace and patience. There was always this flow. So in this way of peaceful movement, this way, we're trying to learn this way, but in this way we're trying to learn. There's a life that is always already created, and in that creation, there's this flow of like a way that is intrusive to nature, consumed by a negative way, poisoning you. They tell lies. There's always this negativity that is opposing at this moment. There is this corporate-based, capitalistic, negative way. There is this way of assuming to know life with ego and hate and spite and trying to control weather and trying to illusionize the people. 5 corps on the world. Five corps on news. So they feeding you. Everyone's saying the same thing because they're trying to be specific. But in this, we're just talking about food. All we're talking about is just food. And like some other things like sexual energy, peace, love, like all these peaceful, grounding things that are naturally in us that you're supposed to do every day. And in this you have something like cultivating female sexual energy. It comes from your yin. It comes from this peaceful, really from the woman. But you as a male are cultivating your feminine yin energy. Like even having a perspective on the world is in a perceptive way of life. Like what is around me, what is moving, what is interacting. So in this, you have a yin nature, and she is dope. Like she is yin. That feminine energy, that yin is in you. And in that, you also have masculine. That's why you have like strong women as well. Like look at a Taurus, look at a Capricorn. They're going to be strong because that element, that being in them is strong.
Exactly.
They're also feminine, so in that they are going to be calm. They're going to be peaceful.
Most definitely, because those are earth signs right there on the Zodiac.
Yeah. So in that, you have the spectrum. You have this earth sign as well, like the Virgo. Like he is going to love you. Like they are going to be committed. They are going to have love for you. There's like this stint of love for other people. Like earth sign. Like look at the word God. Look at a mother. Look at an earth form. Like I was digging. So I had Avery. He was in the yard. In that he was like he had this little friend come over, and she was like, what she saying? She was like, I never seen something so much under the grass. And in that, it's like she was like, the grass has something, like never seen that much. We're talking about digging, but then you say Gaia, and she's all around you. She's like everywhere.
Oh, most definitely. She's definitely the Mother Earth goddess.
So in this, then you say abundance, and then you say like there's fruit, there's like vegetation, there's coexistence with the world, with like nature. There's water, there's earth, there's fire. Look at.
So how do you feel about the element of water, being that it's a feminine element?
She's dope. Like you gotta drink water. I have water right here that I need to drink, so I can start popping with myself, and I can start interacting, and I can start cleansing, and I can start like coming back into myself and my body. Like, in this state right now, I'm having to be vocal because I'm creating impact and like spit knowledge to you, and not even to you, but myself. Like I'm studying. I gotta create a few things tonight. I want to create a few things tonight. I want to write a little bit in this form of like something I'm trying to create. And you have multiple branches, like I said earlier.
And I like how you talked about Mother Earth and the Earth signs being that they're
Guy,
Virgo, Capricorn, or Capricorn and Taurus, the bull.
Look at those
So
signs.
being that they're Earth signs, they're feminine, so they are creators. What and what not. Because the woman,
they're gonna build you, bro. Like they're gonna be there.
because the feminine form can represent the creator
He as well, that
or the
that's how
nurturer.
both of those are gonna build
Both
you.
of them on the masculine and feminine side of the zodiac. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I say this though. Look at a bull. Look how strong and how
Most definitely.
masculine, how feminine, and how because it's always.
And being that the earth signs by nature, they should be well grounded. That's
Look
it.
at a goat, bro.
That should be something that comes naturally to them.
She hanging on a fucking cliff, bro.
You notice that?
It's dope, isn't it? Like you have this. She's just climbing up. She's like in tune with this stillness because you have to be still. You have to be still at a extreme high level of movement. Some core of you have to be still enough to keep moving. In that they're climbing up. They're trying to have a sense of calmness. And so in this, I don't know, like earth signs are dope. Then you say fire. Fires are like.
Oh yeah, fire. But
So,
see, fire is very necessary because you got to have the masculine element, and fire is a masculine element. So you know you have your Leos, your Sagittarius,
Feminine too,
most definitely,
Feminine too.
most definitely,
Feminine for sure.
and you have your Aries. So shout out to the fire signs. You know, we're definitely going to get in the masculine and feminine principles. You spoke on water, so water is a feminine principle because water is receptive. It's one of the most receptive elements ever. You know, it is the most receptive out of the 4 elements. You know, be like water and just let it flow. You know, we got our Cancers, we got our Scorpios, and we got our Pisces. You know, so then we got to speak on the element of air if we're bringing in the elements as well. So you know, breathing is everything. You know, that's another definition of spirit is to breathe or breath. So if you're not breathing, then technically you're not doing anything spiritual. That's why, you know, yoga's involved, which deals with your chi energy because, you know, yoga, karate, kung fu, that deals more with like physical movements. And that invokes like physical energy. So, you know, that's very important. Then you have your mantras, which deal with your sounds and your vocalizations and your chants and your cadences. Then you have your mudras, which deals with your hand movements that correspond to the chakras or for anything that you want them to be, because there are many mudras, like countless number of mudras. So you know you're speaking on healing through. So you're speaking on healing love through Tao and cultivating the feminine sexual energy. So what is the feminine energy? What is the feminine energy to you?
I mean, we've been talking about the feminine for a while, so let's switch it and let's talk about yang. Let's talk about
The masculine. You know what? That can also correspond to the Kundalini energy because, you know, it goes up and it comes down. So you have your feminine and your masculine, or your masculine and your feminine. So you got to have your yin and your yang, which is very necessary in creation because you got to have the feminine and the masculine in all aspects of life. So let's speak on the masculine.
I mean, masculine is creation. It's like rolling the dice, shooting. It's hitting the wall and then it's bouncing back. And it's creating points of geometry and like movements and making contact with the earth. And it's forward. And it's continuously moving forward. It's plus, it is rock in a lot of strong ways. Drop a rock and it becomes very, very yang. It comes at you. It comes forward. You throw a rock and hit water, it absorbs it. It makes a splash or it holds the value of that object inside it. It's receiving, it's bringing in. So in that, you had this game, you had this strong action. You play rock, paper, scissors, what wins? You know what I'm saying? Like you have this thing that can crush something.
That is true.
And then you have this water, you have this paper. Paper is made out of a tree, right? So
right.
You had nets, you had this form of contraption. You had this form of holding in one's being or volume. It can wrap. And then you say this, you are largely created out of a part of the earth. So then you also say nets are what? Or no, you say paper is tree. Tree is water.
Exactly, because a lot of people want to incorporate the tree with the element of earth, but it actually has water because it has sap. It actually has air in it because they give off 10% of the oxygen. So, a tree almost has basically every element. I'm quite sure it has fire as well because there are fire trees or fire-based trees based off a fire element, and it most definitely has spirit because
So
everything in the universe has spirit.
Then you say energy. Then you say energy. Energy is fire. You have this form of what can be created in something. What is lightning? It has a very, very feminine energy, but it has a very yang energy. It's cracking. It's able to come straight down. You know what I'm saying? And the feminine energy is able to coexist with it. You have this plus and minus. How do you tell what weather it is or how would it crack? You know what I'm saying? You have to have a system. So what is the system to sustain this? You have this yin and yang crackling everywhere. Then you have, like we said, that is a very yin and yang sign. That is a form of yin and yang interaction with life because of lightning. So in this, you go back to paper and rock. We said force. You have this rock going inside of water. Like you said, you throw something up, it goes down in water, water's going to absorb it. And water is in a tree. And so in that paper is that tree. You have rock, paper, scissors. Look at it. Like you have to look at it. Something very, very sharp. Create it. You have metal, you have steel, you have things that can actually mineralize into something very, very hard and sharp. How do you create a knife? You have to create this element of sharpness, density. So in that's really steel, that's something hard. And if you say paper or tree, you have a chainsaw that's going to come and knock down a tree. Look how much they're taking earth from you.
Right.
They're taking your oxygen. They're taking your way of surviving. They're taking and poisoning water. How much water is actually viable? You know what I'm saying? How much land is actually viable?
So let's talk about the water being poisonous and the pH levels that are very, very high. We can talk about the atmosphere, how they're putting out the chemtrails, and it's corresponding to the heart to control your weather, and basically, the unhealthy and unsafe toxic foods, your fruits and vegetables that are being cloned and that are GMOs. Like, what's your perspective on all that?
So we say food. I say I am a vegan. That is rocking veganism for some years. In that, you live a life of fasting. You live a life of rocking without a form of consumption. You also consume life. You have life to create. You have a life that isn't just not vegan. It does consume life and other beings. They also are consuming food that isn't supposed to be in your body. You know what I'm saying? Look, where's your fish? Where's your beef coming from? Where's your chicken coming from? Where's your eggs coming from? So where's your honey? Where's your cereal coming from? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's this fucking bullshit fluid in your cereal. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa.
They got poison in your food. And in that, you say, what are GMOs? GMOs are large, and like they start from a very small concept and they expand very large. They have a GMO, like they're fucking birthing fucking kids right now. They got kids in labs right now. They're taking the fertile and the egg cell and creating in a lab. You have this form of creation that isn't natural. That is a GMO. That is form of this. It's in this little pocket. But then they're introducing it to you with food, with clothes, with deodorant, with all this bullshit that you put on your body, your face. They are literally feeding you fucking bullshit. They're fucking consuming bullshit. Poison. Shit that shouldn't be in your body at all. And so in this, you say, okay, you have poverty. You have money that can end poverty quick. Like, if we say let's end poverty tomorrow, poverty would be ended tomorrow. There would be no more poverty.
Real talk.
There would be nothing else. Like, food resources, shut it down. And fucking how much is poverty? Billions of dollars? When you have motherfuckers with like billions of dollars just sitting and spinning. No. We take that, yank that stalk. We'll continue with it because it will always be there. I just want to be more clear. So right. You have billions of dollars that is hoarded, that is boxed in for no reason when it can clear the world. You have Nikola Tesla. You have all these people that are speaking about
free energy,
life, free systematic law. Like,
and a lot of them have studied the Vedic texts.
There's enough land for you to go your way and me to go my way. You, the European, came and took from the Indians and slaughtered. So in that, there's this evasion everywhere. There has always been this war because there has always been this misunderstanding of ego created from a value system. You take that stone, you put a fucking hole in it, it becomes a wheel. It starts to spin. In that, I want something in return. You know what I'm saying? Then you say you have metals, then you have crystals. Like, you have this form of exotic thought that is popping up. Like, I want to be a consumer. I want this, I want this, I want that. I want paper, you can write on it. I can start to create, I can start to direct my message to someone. Then you have the biblical perspective, and in that you have morale, and then you have sense of being, then you have like these sense of elevations, highs and lows in a way of being. Then you have like, say, AD, be all these forms of past and future. You know what I'm saying? Like, where was life at, where it's starting point, middle point, what has happened. When was money created? Why was money created?
Right.
Why was electric wave not created?
Right.
You see it happening. Like, you watching the Nikola Tesla video, it's saying I can't produce 2,000 electric cars. Like, I'm trying to produce 2,000. I hit my goal, I hit my mark. And now I gotta keep producing, because to go backwards, you gave me all this money. You gave me all this sense of financial wealth to create a system. And in that, we're trying to make billions of dollars. You're loaning me billions of dollars because there's always cash influx that come from different ways. Where did your cash come from?
And I'm quite sure that like J.P. Morgan and the Rockefellers had kind of shut Nikola Tesla down because he was like a genius, like way before Thomas Edison.
That is a corporation, bro. Like, look, he has originally created it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a picture of JFK. Like, that nigga tried to tell you that there was systematic destruction trying to take over the world and create systems in his government. You're following the government. You're following the illusion of a CEO telling you, because they're telling him what to tell you.
Right.
You're watching news. You're watching a way that isn't truth. You know what I'm saying? But then you say, what is correlated in your being? You know what I'm saying? Do you have races? Do you have systems that are trying to eliminate races or be very destructive and negative to another race? And in that, you have melanated beings. You have all forms of it. So then you sit back. You breathe, because then you have to just shift, because that's a lot of energy I'm giving you. And I can keep giving you, I can keep being gained, but let's say what else can be created in thought. This says the deer, the crane, and the turtle. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about internal exercises that you do for yourself.
Okay, so now since you brought that up, let's speak on being a breatharian and how you can use your own sexual energy or your own Kundalini energy to basically sustain thought and life and live off of it.
I mean, then you have to start going back to different elements. You start going back to sexual energy. You start going back to like what is truly giving you fuel to keep living. What is the core? How much attention do I need to give to that core? How much do I need to breathe in it and breathe with it? And then you have this fluid motion, because you start to swim with elements. If you're talking about living forever, you start to swim with everything in a positive energy. You like sitting here for like fucking wrapped up for like months and months and years and years and years, able to breathe, able to do Tai Chi and like swim with what's around you and breathe. Like, you have a core being. What is your core being? What takes from your core being? Like, what eliminates your nature to be true? Like, in this truth that you are trying to live, like I said, we're talking about immortality and being a breatharian and not consuming anything. Fast for 3 days without water. Your body says, there's water around me. I have pores. I have perception of what's around me. I can breathe this in. I can start to interact with life and control my energy and sway and move and be peaceful with what's around me. And be creative, because you have to keep being yin and yang. You have to keep flowing, I believe. You have to.
That's deep.
You have to
I like that.
Keep seeing this circle. You have to be this rock. Not saying have a core that's circular, or you have to be this Christian that has a core that's straight. You have to be able to align yourself, pose straight, like all your being straight. Be there for a moment. You know what I'm saying? Be able to move in that moment, to have control of thoughts, and take away control, and have thought that is creative to a better way of seeing what's around you. You are living a peaceful way. You're trying to be a peaceful, holistic person. What is at the core of what you're trying to be. And you have food, like we said, we're talking about breatharianism. You have this sense of like breathing around you. Like I said, like learn how to get yourself off of a form of consuming anything fast. Like I like experienced raw vegan for a year and a half, like a year and 2 years and 5 years, and live as a whole life. Like, always be. So in the sense of you being like live that life to this form of like I am trying to create mentality. Like where if I create seed, because it's coming from your sexual energy, like immortality isn't you stuck on the form of rock. It's you living forever. So in that you're able to create and constantly interact with life. You say a flower, how it's constantly like tuned in with what's around it. You know what I'm saying? You have a tree that's constantly tuned in with what's around it. You say most of the trees aren't over 300, 400, 500 years old, but they have immortality. They can live forever. They're an organism that live forever. And so in that, how as a species can you correlate live forever? You have this word dinosaurs, but then you say what is a more evolved to create. And you say, people say it's illusion. You can say it's truth or fake. You can say fossil or no fossils. You can say fossils of people, humanoids that are brains are huge as fuck. You say you can hop on YouTube right now and see people over 8'11". You know what I'm saying? 8'11", like, are, just look at skulls and you know they have to be 10, 11 feet. Like, look at people that can be so evolved. You have superhero concepts in the world. You know what I'm saying? That is a form of thought that is so expansive, so creative, so full of love and protection that it can save the world. Superhero concept.
Right.
In that you have the ability to go both pendulums. You know what I'm saying? Look at what's on one side of the rainbow and what's on the other. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at this ability to keep moving. And then you say, so much can be said. So much can be
So
said.
let's talk about living off the grid. I kind of like that.
I don't know if I got I got some of the ones I brought.
I mean, like, it don't really matter. Just like, kind of like give you a little point.
You say living off the grid.
Point of view.
You say being an architect. You say creating a life and a system that has functions that take care of your necessities to live and keep functioning in this world. You have a system that says food. You have a system that says earth. Abundance. You have a system that says that it would take care of the family needs, like the family taken care of. Where's your heat coming from? Where's your ability to stay cool coming from?
Right.
Where are you in the elements? Where is your form of living off the grid at? Where are you located? Are you around nothing but land? Do storms come your way? Do you live by the water? Like, do you live in a creek in abundance where you have hella wood to keep surviving? So do you live in the woods? Do you have a cabin? Do you live in coldness? Where is your form of life that you are trying to create? Living off the grid essentially is just living. Like, you are living. You are living a core sustainable way. You have your food. You have everything that society is for you. You control ability to switch and have it for you. Like, there's a system in front of you when it just naturally happens. Like, there's squareness. There's nothing here. You know what I'm saying? There's this sense of linear creation. I have a center mass. Where is my center perspective coming from? Am I hopping in my third eye? Is my core being good and full of life and vitality? Am I living life? So in this attempt to live life, am I creating my thoughts? I got a pen and a paper in my pocket every day, so I can say, oh shit, that's something that wiggles. That can hop on a tree. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at this huge ass caterpillar that is on a branch, crawling. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is this form of life that behind you. Look at I'm pretty sure we all have seen blue people flying on blue things. You had this world that was created for you that is called Avatar, right?
Right.
Or most of people have seen it. You have this biolimitic world that's very expansive, very very corely and core, and tunes into the natural sense of what life is and can be. You let nature live. When you kill